What stinks about this setup is like the door, you can't tell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Team B, Team A, California.
Hello? Yeah, she's on her way.
There's non-object yes, right?
All right. All right, so I believe all the players are here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and read the content warning for this round, and then we'll do all the other fun stuff. Okay, all right, so the study of humanities often challenges us as we examine the full range of the human experience. This Certamen round contains mention of violence and suicide. As always, please take care of yourselves and reach out to your chaperones and sponsors if you need to talk about the content. Okay? And also, as a reminder, we have Certamen Open Forum tonight, 9 to 9:45 in 208 this hall. And we'll be talking about a few drafts of the history syllabus and local syllabi. There are QR codes for you to preview them. There are others that will be shared. And so we'll have your handouts here so you can come and get them after the round. Okay? If you're interested. Okay. All right, so name tags, I see all of them. Okay, awesome. All right, so we'll do a buzzer check. All the ones. A1. Okay, go and clear all the twos, all the threes, all the four. Okay, all the fours back now. We're good. Okay, and go and clear. Everybody buzz in. All right, B1, you win. Okay. All right, and all team A, go ahead and buzz in. A4, 3,000 points. All right, so as a reminder, players, please wait until you're recognized before you give an answer, okay? And at this time, audience members, if you could be respectful to our players, make sure all electronic devices are turned off. Remember yesterday we read a reminder about no streaming anything during the round, right? And so make sure you're adhering to that rule. All right, and now again, we want you to be quiet throughout the round, but we want you to support your teams as well. And so during the score check, we want you to cheer as loudly as you're able for your teams up here, okay? But throughout the round, make sure you're super quiet, being respectful to our players. All right, and you guys all have Aurelia passages, so now I'm going to go ahead and read the Latin so you can get used to my pronunciation. Aurelia, qui urbs placebat, erat in Aegypto cum familia sua callida ingenti et equo. Tredecem ludos magnos Jovis in amphitheatro Alexandriae spectabant, tandem, hic equus irratissimos domum recorrere quiepit. Aurelia Anglicate Dixit. You can read about the year 312 AD in history books, but can you tell us what the abbreviation OP period CIE IT period means. Any questions? Okay. All right. So during the toss-up, remember players do not do anything that could be construed as consultation, right? No looking at another player, no walking on elbow. Okay. And also, coaches, make sure you don't do the secret cough to communicate to your players during the question as well. Okay. All right. And as a reminder, coaches, players, and audience members, there should be no exclamation of any violation of rules or consultation or anything like that. Okay, we'll go ahead and make that call up here. And we moderators do have the discretion to make rulings in the round. And if you have any questions or issues about a ruling that's made, please go ahead and refer those to our competitive Kirtan chair, Jenny Longo, and she'll be more than happy to speak with you about any issues. And my name is Mr. Lee. I teach Latin in San Antonio, Texas. And if you have coaches, if you have any feedback for me at the end of the round, or even players, I'd greatly appreciate so I can continue to improve as a moderator. Okay. All right. So at this time, we will have an introduction of teams. Team A, you're from
California.
Team B, you're from
Georgia.
Team C, you're from
Massachusetts.
Clap, clap, clap. All right, so captains, go ahead and raise your hand, please. Player 2, oh, all the twos. Okay, easy peasy. All right, and coaches, go ahead and raise your hand so I know to whom to look. Okay, awesome. All right, so any questions before we start the round? Not yet. No signal yet. So we're just in holding pattern right now. Usually the last one to start, so. Okay. All right, so spoke too soon. All right, so this is 2023 NJCL Certamen Advanced Division Round 3. Toss-up number 1 for any player. What author whose work contains the banquet of
C1.
Lucilius.
Granius and attacks against Lentulus Lupus was the first man of an aristocratic family to become a writer and wrote 30 books of satires. Lucilius is correct. Your bonus, Massachusetts. Lucilius was a member of what man's literary circle, which also included Terence, Panaetius, and Lelius.
Scipio Aemilianus.
That is correct. And second bonus, Lucilius was known to be the first satirist to write in what meter, which became the standard meter for satire from then on.
Dactylic hexameter. Find it.
That is correct for 20 points on toss-up 1 for Massachusetts. Okay, toss-up number 2 for any player. Distinguish in meaning between the verbs colo and
C3. Colo is to cultivate, and coligo is to bind together.
Sorry, cultivate and to bind are incorrect. B2.
Colo is to cultivate and cogo is to force.
Colo is to cultivate and cogo is to force is correct. Okay. All right, your first bonus, Georgia. Distinguish in meaning between the verbs fingo and figo.
Forge and freaks. Yeah, shape and Fingo is to shape and figo is to fix.
Yes, that is correct. And second bonus, distinguish in meaning between the verbs minuo and minor.
Minuo is to lessen and minor is to threaten.
Correct, with 20 points on toss-up 2 for Georgia. Toss-up number 3 for any player. In a mausoleum on the Via Pranestina, What emperor buried his mother, the influential Augusta Helena?
C4.
Constantius Chlorus.
I'm sorry, Constantius Chlorus is incorrect place.
B2.
Constantine the Great.
And later followed her in adopting the Christian faith, though he didn't convert until his death in 337 AD. Constantine the Great is correct. Your first bonus, Georgia. What man divorced Helena in order to marry Maximian's stepdaughter to help solidify the tetrarchy in 293 AD?
Constantius Chlorus, final.
Constantius Chlorus is correct, and your second bonus. What daughter of Diocletian did Galerius marry in the same year?
Valeria, final.
Valeria is correct for 20 points on toss-up 3 for Georgia. Toss-up number 4 for any player. What sort of event from which the voices of cranes
C1.
B flat.
help Megara's flee caused an oracle of Themis to say, throw your mother's bones over your shoulder to Deucalion Pyrrha? What is correct? Your first bonus, Massachusetts. On what mountain did Deucalion and Pyrrha land after their long voyage?
I believe so.
Mount Parnassus, final.
Parnassus is correct in your second bonus. What creatures who invented the making of statues of the gods fled to Asia after divining the coming of this flood?
The Telkines.
I will defer to C1.
The Telkines.
The Talkines of Talkines will be correct for 20 points on 4 for Massachusetts. Toss-up number 5 for any player. Listen to the following passage about grimace, or vultus distortus, which I'll read twice, then answer the question that follows in English. Olim erat animal magnum rotundum et purpureum nomine vultus distortus. Illud lacte glaciali bibendo tam fruebatur ut saepe homines aliquid bibentes sequeretur et popula operet. Sed non multi erasque bantur propter benignitatem vultus distorti ergo die eius natali genus novum lactus glacialis factum est. Tam dulce et tam purpureum quam hoc animal insolitum. Repeating. Olim erat animal magnum rotundum et purpureum nomine vultus distortus. Illud lacte glaciali bibendo tam fruebatur ut saepe homines aliquid bibentes sequeretur et popula raperet. Sed non multi erascebantur propter benignitatem vultus distorti. Ergo, die eius natali genus novum lactus glacialis factum est. Tam dulce et tam purpureum quam hoc animal insolitum. The question: what kind of
B3.
Milkshake.
place?
C3.
A milkshake as sweet and purple as grimace.
Place? clear. The question, what kind of people would the strange creature follow? What kind of people would the strange creature follow?
Could you read the passage?
I cannot, I read it twice.
84.
The ones who bought cold milk on his birthday?
I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept that. Okay. And I'll explain why I didn't take the answers, because within the question, what kind of people, right? And milkshake does not answer the question, right? Because milkshake is not people, that's why. Okay. And so no points. All right. And the scores at the quarter mark.
Team A has yet to score, Team B has 40 points, and Team C has 40 points.
Okay. I needed people drinking, like milkshake or whatever, right? Because people who bought it's not necessarily those people, right? All right, so quickly, thank you. Make sure your devices are turned off. Okay. Toss up number 6 for any player. What man held the cura annoni as quaestor in Ostia before becoming tribune and passing a lex apulea de majestate, which punished Servilius
B2.
Caepio for the disaster at Arausio. He ultimately was the target of a senatus consultum ultimum wielded by Marius for instigating mob violence. Saturninus is correct. Your first bonus. What ally of Saturninus attempted to illegally run for the consulship of 99 BC and was killed during the upheaval of the senatus consultum ultimum?
Glaucia final.
Glaucia is correct, and your second bonus. What consul of 115 BC and author of an autobiography, the De Vita Sua, has superseded Saturninus's Cura Annoni, which helped turn Saturninus against the nobility?
Repeat, please.
What consul of 115 BC and author of an autobiography, the De Vita Sua, has superseded Saturninus's Cura Annoni, which helped turn Saturninus against the nobility?
Aemilius Scaurus final.
Aemilius Scaurus is correct. 20 points on toss-up number 6 for Georgia. Toss-up number 7 for any player. What man was inspired by the teeth?
C1.
Perdix.
Perdix is correct. In a snake's jawbone to create a saw, causing him to be flung off the Acropolis and turned into a partridge when his uncle Daedalus got jealous. Your first bonus, Massachusetts. What was the name of Daedalus' sister, the mother of this young inventor?
I believe it's Lysimachus.
Lysimachus, fine.
Okay, we're going to check on that. That's not what I have on the paper, and so I just have Perdix again. So okay, but I'll check Lysimachus. All right, let's try this one. So that, please. All right, name either of the other 2 inventions with which this young inventor was sometimes credited.
Potter's wheel, compass, and the few.
There has to be one.
Only one of those 2. Oh, yeah, just say Potter's wheel.
Potter's wheel, fine.
That is correct. 15 points on 7 for Massachusetts. Okay, toss-up number 8 for any player. Stylistic asymmetry, or
C1.
Saurus.
inconcinitas, characterizes the works of what author who wrote a historical work in monographic form on the war against Catiline? Solus is correct. Your first bonus, Massachusetts. Sallust wrote another historical monograph on the wars against what foreign ruler?
Jugurtha, final.
Jugurtha is correct, and your second bonus. What work of Sallust is incomplete and narrates events from 78 to 67 BC?
Historian.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Historiae, final.
Historia is correct for 20 points on toss-up 8 for Massachusetts. Toss-up number 9 for any player. In the English sentence, if we were present at school, we would be happy.
C3.
Odd hacemos.
Is that your complete answer?
C. No. Odd hacemos and hacemos.
Which part of that is your answer?
Odd hacemos.
Place.
B3.
The same.
Hacemos is correct. Okay. All right. So. Oh. Nope. That's my fault. Okay.
C3 and B3. No one else hit bust for me.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, so let me kind of explain the answer. Okay, so Adexamos, the complete questions in English sentence, if we're present at school, would be happy, say in Latin, we would be happy. So okay. I didn't prompt because I thought I was thinking, oh, I didn't see the light. Okay, so I should have prompted such a complete answer as well, but I didn't. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a replacement question for these two teams, right? And so that's a toss-up, okay? And then whoever gets a toss-up will get the bonus. Okay, that was on me. Yes, because they haven't clicked in yet. Okay, but team C is out because their answer is incorrect. Does that make sense?
And they're still in because you should have prompted someone else.
Correct. They're still in because I should have prompted and I did not. So that's my fault. Okay, so that. Okay. That's it. Okay. Unless, that's, yeah, that's after. That's after. Okay. Alright, so replacement toss-up. Translate into Latin. Labienus was in charge of the legion.
A4.
Labienus, Praefectus, erat, legionis.
Sorry, that's incorrect place.
B3.
Labienus legioni perfectus.
So that's incorrect. So Labienus legioni praeerat or praefluit, twice. Yeah. Okay.
So that goes down.
Yeah, so that question did not get answered. Okay. Okay. Toss up number 10 for any player. When recognized by the spotter, perform or describe the following commands, keeping in mind to be safe. Soleam tuam remove et tutissime eam jace.
B3.
That is correct. Okay. All right. Thank you for not throwing it at me. My mistake of the last question. All right, your bonus, Team Georgia. Multiplicator posate manu vestra manum alios homines.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine.
Could you repeat, please?
Yes. Multiplicator posate manu vestra manum alios homines.
Repeatedly.
Fine.
Go. Yes. Finally.
Like, how about a coffee?
That's fine, but it's more like we want to high five and stuff, but fine. Alright, so it's fine. Alright, so your second bonus, right? This one. Quinquanes plaudite et dicite anglicae. E amos aquilai.
Repeat, please.
Quinquanes plaudite et dicite anglicae. E amos aquilai.
So stop 5 times and say let's.
One, ready, set, go.
Let's go, Eagles!
Very good. But I was disappointed I didn't see that. Let's go, Eagles! Alright.
Cheer game.
Alright, so Georgia, you got 20 points for 10 and the scores at the halfway mark.
Team A has yet to score. Team B has 80 points. Team C has 75 points.
Okay.
Georgia Peaches.
Okay. Toss up 11 for any player. Change the Latin phrase idem locus to the
B2.
A use stem, loki.
genitive singular, which means of the same place. A usnan loci is correct. Your bonus, Team Georgia, change the Latin phrase idem locus to the nominative plural, which means the same places.
Locus are like passages. Edam loki final.
That is correct. And your second bonus, now using a comparative form of idoneus, say in Latin, there are more suitable places.
Sunt loki magus idonei. Could you repeat, please? Yes.
Now, using a comparative form of idoneus, say in Latin, there are more suitable places. I need the answer, please.
Sunt loki magus idonei final.
Sunt loci magus idonei will be correct for 20 points on 11 for Georgia. Toss up 12 on your player. What abbreviation originally comes from the two-word Latin phrase videre?
C3.
Videlite or VIZ period.
Which part of that is your answer?
VIZ period.
That is correct. Which is contracted to the single word videlicet, meaning namely. Okay? And your first bonus, Team Massachusetts, give the Latin for the abbreviation Q period S period used on prescriptions to indicate the pharmacist should dispense an amount suitable for the need.
Quantum satis. Yeah, thank you.
You just need one.
I know. Like as much as I
Could you repeat the question?
Give the Latin for the abbreviation Q period S period used on prescriptions to indicate the pharmacist should dispense an amount suitable for the need. Answer, please.
Quantum satis final.
That is correct. And your second bonus, Coins of the late Queen Elizabeth II bear the inscription D, G, REG, F, D. Give the Latin and English for either D, G, or F, D.
Okay, FD,
Fidei
Fidei
Defensor.
Defensor, Defender of the Faith. That's easy.
Fidei Defensor, Defender of the Faith.
That is correct with 20 points on toss-up 12 for Massachusetts. Okay. Toss-up 13 for any player. What work dedicated to Gaius
B1.
Memmius expounds on Epicureanism and provides explanations for various physical and natural phenomena in 6 books. A dactylic examiner was written by Lucretius. De Re Natura is correct. Your first bonus. The preface of the De Re Natura contains an address to which goddess?
Venus final.
That is correct, and according to Jerome, the De Re Natura was revised and published by what author?
Cicero final.
That is correct for 20 points on 13 for Georgia. Toss up 14 for any player. After slaying the chieftain Deldo of the
B2.
Crassus.
Bastarnae in single combat, while grandson of the triumvir was denied the honor of the spolia opima by Octavian. Crassus is correct. Your bonus, Georgia. While prefect of Egypt was recalled by Octavian in 29 BC for setting up statues of himself.
Cornelius Gallus final.
Cornelius Gallus is correct. And your second bonus, before his suicide, Cornelius Gallus had pushed the frontier of Roman Egypt down to the first cataract of the Nile. In 25 BC, what title was used for the queen of Ethiopia who attacked the Romans there?
Kandake final.
Kandake is correct for 20 points on 14 for Georgia. Toss up 15 for any player. What mythological location do characters leave through a gate of
C1. The underworld.
ivory after a parade of heroes is shown by the Sibyl and the deceased Anchises to Aeneas? The underworld is correct. Your first bonus. In the Aeneid, Aeneas reaches the underworld by entering a cave near what lake?
Lake
Avernus.
Yeah, Avernus.
Lake Avernus, final.
Correct. And second bonus, in the underworld, Aeneas sees what person? Now a woman, once a young man, returned by her fate to her own form again.
Yeah, I think it's Canis or now when Canis is
I
correct
think
answer.
I think I remember.
But I mean, as opposed to Caneus, there's
Yeah, I would say
Canis.
Canis, final.
That is correct. 20 points on 15 for Team Massachusetts, and the scores are at the 3/4 mark.
Team A has yet to score, Team B has 140 points, and Team C has 115 points.
Okay. Toss-up number 16 for any player. Identify the author of the following scene from Latin literature. Erat miseni hasemque
A2.
Imperio praesens regebas, nonum calenda septembres hora fere septima mater mea indicat ei apparere, nubem in usitata et magnitudine especie. Nubes incertum proco into antibus ex quo monte, vesuium fuisse poste a cognitum et aurebatur. Your first bonus, and you have won the visual. Okay. You now have 5 seconds to inspect the visual. Toss up, or bonus, sorry. Which Roman poet provides the source material for the scene depicted in letter A? Answer, please.
Horace.
So Horace is incorrect. The correct answer is Lucan. Try this one. Which Roman author provides the source material for the scene depicted in letter C? Answer, please. Sorry, that's incorrect. The correct answer is Aulus Gellius. Alright, so 10 points for teams for Team California. And go ahead and show the audience. Okay. Alright. Toss up number 17 for any player. Rationalized by Pausanias as a female bandit.
C1.
The Chromionian sow.
The Chromionian cell is incorrect place. Okay, I will repeat for teams A and B. Rationalized by Pausanias as a female bandit on Mount Picium or Physium.
B2.
Sphinx.
While Strangler asked Phoenician travelers a cryptic riddle to which Oedipus gave the answer of man. Sphinx is correct. Your first bonus, Team B, Georgia. What man was usually identified as the last victim of the Sphinx?
Haimon final.
Haimon is correct, and according to one story, Hera sent the Sphinx to punish thieves when they did not punish Laius for abducting what youth?
Chrysippus final.
Chrysippus is correct for 20 points on 17. Toss up number 18 for any player. Give the Latin verb and its meaning from which we derive entreat.
B2.
AO to go.
AO to go is the incorrect place.
C3.
Traho meaning to drag.
And treatment, portrait, trace, and trailer. Traho meaning to drag is correct. Your bonus. What derivative of traho is defined as a written work dealing comprehensively with the subject?
Treatise final.
That is correct in second bonus. What derivative of traho and the Latin prefix meaning a part, like a part, is defined as deeply upset?
Distraught.
Yeah.
Distraught final.
Correct, 20 points on toss-up 18 for Massachusetts. Toss-up number 19 for any player. In Augustus's time, the financial burdens incurred from burials were lessened because
C2.
Collegia Futuriticia.
sorry, Collegia Funeraticia is incorrect place.
Clear.
Okay, I'll repeat for teams A and B. In Augustus' time, the financial burdens incurred from burials were lessened because of the creation of what structures which allowed families to store
A2.
Columbarium.
their urns in one place, and whose name derives from the Latin word for dove. Columbarium is correct. Your first bonus, California. Before the introduction of the columbaria, what hill in ancient Rome housed the mass graves of the plebeians known as porticuli?
We don't know it's
Now it's
really.
We don't know, so it's we have one sentence, and then it'll.
Answer. I'm sorry, the numeral is incorrect. The correct answer is Escalon. Try this one though. What was the Latin term for the sacred boundary of Rome within which no one was allowed to be buried? Pomerium is correct for 15 points on toss-up 19 for California. And the scores before the last toss-up.
Team A has 25 points, Team B has 160 points, and Team C has 135 points.
Okay. 20 for any player. Toss-up number 20 for any player. Translate the following sentence from Latin to English. Certamen acto nostris cum amicis gaudeamus.
C3.
With the competition having been completed, let us rejoice with our friends.
That is correct. Okay. All right, your bonus. Massachusetts. Translate into English the sentence. Moderator videtur oblitus esse rogandorum bonorum.
Like the moderator seems to have forgotten to ask the bonuses. The boni.
I quite like it.
Yep. I will defer to C3.
The moderator seems to have forgotten to ask the bonuses.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right, and second bonus. Finally, translate into English. Nobis mirandum est utrum hoc certamen umquam perficiat.
We must wonder whether this certamen will ever. Can you repeat the sentence?
Nobis mirandum est utrum hoc certamen umquam perficiat.
Be complete.
I think so.
Answer, please.
I will defer to C3.
We must wonder whether this competition will ever be complete.
Could you repeat your last word?
Complete.
Okay, I'll check on that. I'm going to be mean again, but better to be giving you points later than take it and then take it away. Okay, we'll ever finish, we'll ever like end their kind of idea. So yes, but I will check on whatever be complete. That's fine. I think it'll be fine. Okay. All right, so 50 points on 20, and these final scores. As of now.
Team A has 25 points, Team B has 160 points, and Team C has 150 points.
Good job.
All right, again, handout on the open forum if you're interested.
Wasn't a bad buzz. Honestly,